Hi there everyone. So we are now on fourth day of Mood Boost. Well done. We're starting to build some momentum. Or maybe you've kind of caught up, the whole week and you've only started yesterday. Doesn't matter. What we're doing now is we're going a little bit deeper into proactively making those subtle shifts within the mind. So on day one we looked at where are we now anyway in terms of different areas of our life on a scale of 0 to 10. And sometimes we think, gosh, there's quite a lot of things that I want to look at, and it's not always clear. And then other times it's like, bang, that is the one. Day two, we then looked at, okay, out of all those things, what is my actual transformation statement then? Because we can overwhelm ourselves with trying to change too many things or trying to be perfect in all these different areas. Simplicity is the best way. So day three, we then looked at, okay, what are those things that are holding us back from making that shift? And this is when you get really real. You really start to kind of listen to what you're saying to yourself. And I remember the first time I did this, in the first 10 or 15 minutes of the day, I was quite shocked at what I was saying to myself. So we outed that and became really authentic with what we're saying to ourselves. And then we did the opposite statement of that. So we did the statement of I'm willing to witness fear and see love instead, which is one of the Gabby Bernstein quotes. I just think it's lovely. So anytime you catch yourself kind of thinking, oh God, I'm out of balance, or I'm overthinking, or I'm spiraling, or I just don't quite feel like myself, you can say, I'm willing to witness my fear and choose love instead, and it can help that spiral. And that's what we're talking about here. We're looking at how can we proactively shift a thought that comes up. So we're starting to be a little bit more empowered with this. So when you do notice a thought that comes up, and an example I've got is, I don't have enough time to finish my work before I have to pick my little one up from nursery, from school, from club, whatever that is. And this isn't just because I've got a little girl. This is a thing that I've had throughout my whole life in whatever situation I have. So it's obviously deeper than that. So I could easily spiral with that in mind. So there's various different things you can do where we will go deeper in terms of how to change that spiral. But what I'm talking about today is the subtle shift of catching the thought itself. So the thought comes up, say that is the thought. What you do is, step number one is you acknowledge that you've acknowledged it. You acknowledge that you've noticed it, that you're aware of it, because that is a miracle. That is absolutely amazing, because all those millions of thoughts, like we did on day three, that go through our mind every minute, every hour of every day, and you manage to catch one, instead of putting yourself down and going, oh my God, that's a horrible thought, or that's me, I get really stressed. Analysis has its place, but there can also be analysis paralysis. So you notice the thought, and then you basically thank yourself. You thank yourself for noticing, you have that gratitude, you forgive yourself. Okay, so that is the main part of number two. Forgive yourself. So you notice it without any judgment. You forgive yourself for having a thought that might spiral for you, or a negative thought. And then here's the thing, you then, number three, choose the next best thought. So that doesn't need to be something amazing like, I have all the time in the world. That comes later. We'll actually be looking at this at our power affirmations, when we're more likely and ready and receptive to believe those deep subconscious shifts that we need to make. But for now, we need to choose the next best thought, and that can be absolutely anything. So when you feel like really stressed or down or overwhelmed or lethargic or whatever that is, and the thoughts coming up like, I'm just so tired, for example, what is the next best thought? So in my example of not being enough time, my next best thought could be something like, I really enjoyed that coffee. Like, it's nothing to do with anything, but it's a nice thought. It's a small thing, it doesn't have to be a big thing. And you start to go up that positive spiral. So you start to think, that was a nice coffee. Maybe that will be part of my routine. I'll have a nice coffee every day. And you start to choose the next best thought, and then the next best thought, and so on. So I have the examples written down in the website itself, and I'm just going to read through them with you to give you some more ideas for that one. So Day 4, scrolling down, the next best thought, I really enjoyed that coffee. The next best thought, those clouds are really stunning. The next best thought, today I will get some fresh air. So that's also a little bit of a choice as well, like a proactive choice. Next best thought, I'm proud of myself for not spiraling, and so on. So it's 1, praise yourself for acknowledging. 2, forgive yourself for the thought. And 3, choose the next best thought. And we'll come on to those power affirmations that we need to rewire deeply within us later. And that's much more effective when you're doing it under like a hypnosis or a meditation, because you're doing it deep into the subconscious rather than just saying it out loud. Another way to do that is listen to your power affirmations in the car when you're driving, as long as it's not a sleepy meditation, because that goes into your subconscious as well. You're in a kind of mild hypnosis when you're driving, and that's why you kind of go off on a tangent somewhere and maybe plan a whole talk or decide, find a really creative solution to a problem, because you've got 2 minds. You've got your autopilot and then you've got your creative side. So it's a really good time to embed affirmations. I love Louise Hay's 101 Power Thoughts. I played that when I'm in the car. So I hope that is useful today, and please let me know your one success story of being able to shift that thought today. Have a play with it and keep that in your toolbox for whenever you need it. Lots of love. Oh, and don't forget, I did a live in the tribe where I also said, when gratitude isn't working and you want to be able to shift your mindset, you can also ask yourself what you're proud of today. And again, that can be a really small thought, like I'm proud of giving somebody a really nice smile who was a complete stranger, and you could see that their face lifted. I'm proud of that today. Or I'm proud sometimes of just getting up, right, and doing something. Or I'm proud of making the choice of water, of the choice of orange juice or something. That's something that really helps me to sleep at night when I go through the day and I think about what I'm proud of. And I interchange that with feelings of gratitude. Lots of love, and I will see you on day 5. Bye for now.